Order filled. Stop filled.
Hello traders, and welcome back to another trading recap.
Order filled.
You can see I'm trying to get short here. I just got stopped very quickly on a short trade that was entered around this same spot, and my stop was too tight. I didn't have a chance to drag it. My automatic stop is about 10 points. I didn't have a chance to drag it a little bit wider as I needed it. So this is the second entry here. I just took one contract off there at that green line, dragged my stop to break even, and now I'm looking for a swing down to the bottom of this range here. So this is a replay of yesterday, January the 8th, 2025. The contract is the micro NASDAQ futures, and the time frame is 1,000 ticks. And off the open, which is this blue vertical line here, we just have ranging price action. So we've now had a break above the range and a reversal back into the range. I got stopped on one trade there, and here we've got a second trade on. I'm replaying this video at 1.5 or 1.7 times speed just so it doesn't get to be crazy long. I got a couple 10 or 12 trades here, so let's get through them. This is working out really nicely. This is very classic price action, range price action, where the price wants to come back down to the, all the way down to the bottom of the range down here. So that was my first stop and my first successful trade. That first trade was definitely more profitable than the stop, so that was good. And here we're breaking out of this range. I'm just going to mark the bottom of it there. Looking at this channel, wondering if this price is going to break out and trend or if it's going to reverse.
Stop filled.
So I take a short trade there, and it's stopped out right away. The price action today is different than it has been for a while. Long trade and I get stopped. My stop is too tight. That's gotta stop. No pun intended. And I jump right back in and drag my targets to about the middle of the range for the first target and towards the upper part of the range on the second target. The price action today is quite a bit different than it has been the last couple weeks. Over the holidays, trends were very strong. Trends continued. Pullbacks worked out to the upside. The trend line breaks resolved in the trend direction. It was all very, if you're either a scalper or a swing trader, or maybe even a trend trader, the price action was very good. It was very favorable, and you should have definitely made money. The price action now the last couple of days has been like range bound and lots of sudden reversals, and not much for warning on reversals. Like this low here, I just got filled on my first take profit order there and moved my stop up to break even. This reversal here from this channel into this channel, okay, we are inside a range, but these are also, this price is moving in tight channels as well. So we need to recognize that. But this reversal is sudden. Typically, if you get a break of the trend line, so let's just pretend draw a line across the top. I just added to that trade here, one more contract on, so now I'm 2 contracts long again, hoping for exactly what I'm talking about here. We have a channel, we have a break of the channel.
Order submitted.
We have a break of the channel here, and this pullback then should resolve in the direction of the original channel and at least retest the highs, which it doesn't. It just reverses suddenly. I add to the trade and get stopped on my last 2 contracts. Kind of a disaster. And it was the same on this first channel. We'll see if I stay zoomed in or zoomed out this far. This first channel here just reverses very suddenly. As soon as that trend line is broken and that price moves to the upside, it doesn't come back. It doesn't retest the lows. It's just a sharp sudden reversal. And that's this price action for the most part. This is a little bit of a complex, maybe a wedge top reversal, or you could look at this as a pullback in a larger uptrend. So that's like leg 1, high 1, leg 2, high 2, leg 3. So this is a wedge pullback and then a break to new highs, but no strength to the upside, and we get a pullback right down towards the low of the day. A consolidation, a breakout here in a tight channel, and then a pretty sharp reversal. So I'm taking what I think should be in the upper part of the range, upper part of the channel, pardon me, it should just push kind of down towards the bottom of the channel as it did there. My first price target is a little bit too far away.
Target
There it
filled.
is. That one got hit.
Target
And that one
filled.
got hit as well. So that was actually a really nice trade. So this is an acceleration to the downside and an overshoot of the channel and a lot of strength. So here's a cut to a new stretch of video. That last trade was in here. And now this price has come down to the low of the day and it's reversed. And I'm wondering if this is a final flag. I've got a trade on here, 2 contracts long after a 2-bar reversal and a break of the trend line and a couple of higher lows here. So I'm wondering about a reversal towards the upside. Price is getting close to my first target.
Target filled.
Again, this replay is at about 1.5 or 1.7 times the normal speed, so this is not the normal price action pace here. So I'm drawing lines, trying to figure out where the trend is going. Is the channel holding? Does that define the trend right now? I have lots of profit on my second. Here's the number of points I have in profit on my second and final contract with my stop very close to break even. It is holding. I'm holding here below the low of this higher low. I think my initial stop was down here below this pivot low. I didn't even go below the reversal low. And price is moving against me, and I get stopped out just above break even and just drag my stop up there. So I'm not messing around with these sudden reversals. If it's not going to work, then just take your trade off because it'll come all the way back and it'll hit your stop. So manage your risk, protect your position in these market conditions.
Stop filled.
So that was a breakout trade. So we're dealing with a double bottom, thinking about a reversal back towards the top here, and I took a trade there and got stopped. Here I've taken another trade, and it looks like I'm going to get stopped on that one too. Price is going down, not up. That's an expanding triangle. Yeah, I get stopped on this trade. So my thesis was that an expanding triangle, you get these reversals back and forth, bouncing back and forth. Just like this one here, you get a nice strong 2-bar reversal, and the price moves all the way from the top of the triangle to the bottom of the triangle. And so I took that opposite trade right here to the long side, hoping for a bounce at the top, and we get a push down further to the downside. And then basically price stays outside of that triangle, so I take a trade for a breakout to the downside, looking for a retest of the low of the day. And this is pretty slow. Drawing some trend lines, trying to figure out where it is that sellers and buyers are stepping in and pushing price. That's a nice push to the downside. But this heavily overlapping kind of non-trending price action, you just get these 2-bar reversals. Price comes straight back up to highs. So now we've got pretty tight consolidation in here, 6 or 8 bars sideways. What looked like could be breaking out into a channel, it's just kind of going sideways. So I moved the target for my first contract up into the price action, hoping for a retest of these lows, hoping that price is going to come down and hit this green line here. Almost get stopped. This trade is not working. And I start thinking about ways how to get out of it. Start trying to think about ways to get out of it without losing a bunch of money.
Order submitted.
So
Order filled.
I just set an order to get short 2 more contracts there near my entry, and I just scalped out the first 2 contracts. You just saw both of those. The second one was just filled there. And now I'm just going to go and look at where my first entry was. You can see it right there. So if I want to get out of this this first trade, pardon me, if I want to get out of it at around break even or with a small profit, I need to cover those two shorts below this line right here. So I just turn those trade markers off. And this is so frustrating. I get frustrated with this. Price comes within a couple points of my target and then turns around and goes right back towards my stop. And I'm underwater on this trade again. And this trade just goes back and forth a bit like this for a few minutes. And I think I get one contract off just...
Stop
I
filled.
just get stopped there on one. And I can't remember if I get stopped on my second one or if I get out around break even. That's what this target is now. I'm just trying to get out without a loss. And this sure looks like it's going to hit my stop. And as is typical, this thing comes
Target
down,
filled.
so I just drag my target up into price. So it came down right close to my entry, and it wasn't going to go through my entry. So I just took that trade off. Okay, and then this ends up being the last trade of the day. So we've made a range now. And let's call this leg one uptrend, complex two-legged pullback. Leg two in the uptrend, complex two-legged pullback into consolidation or a range. And at this point, we have had some strength inside this range. There's a couple of big red bullish, bearish bars here, but then there's also some nice bull bars. This is a really strong bar. This is a strong reversal bar that doesn't have the best close. This is a strong
Order filled.
breakout bar here too that kind of goes more sideways than it does reverse and come back down. So then we get this nice
filled.
bullish reversal bar here, and I get long 2 contracts, and then we get a breakout above this prior pivot high, and I add 2 contracts, so now I'm 4 contracts long, and I've already been able to drag my stop up to break even, so that's really nice. And as soon as this is just a momentum play,
Target filled.
as soon as the price pauses on that prior bar, I drag 1 contract down and get filled on that first contract. So now I'm 3 contracts long, and we get a pretty deep, sharp, fast pullback, as is typical.
Order
Today.
filled.
I put 1 more contract on
Order submitted.
the pullback, hoping for a retest of the highs where that blue order line is. So I actually have a stop of four contracts here, and I have targets for 5 contracts, which I will cancel this and reset the proper number of contracts in a minute. This ends up being a bit of an order management mess, but nice strong bull bar there. Nice follow through.
Order filled.
I get filled on that order.
Order canceled.
And for some reason, it throws both a target and a stop on that limit exit,
Order
which is what I
canceled.
don't need. And the whole thing turns into a mess. So I just cancel my orders. And then I start again.
Order submitted.
Set 2
Order submitted.
the blue target.
Order
and then
submitted.
set that pink stop and set it to the correct number. 3 contracts.
Order submitted.
And I set a second target for 1 contract. So now I've got a
Order
pink
filled.
stop for 3. And those
Order canceled.
just 2 contracts left now. I just got filled on that third last contract. And
Order filled.
I took another one off because I'm
Order
tired
canceled.
of the pullbacks. So now I've only got 1 contract left. And I don't have a stop in place, but I got my finger on the button. So just looking at high of day, it's up there. Do you think price can get all the way there? Kind of looks like it's stalling out, doesn't it? And it's right back to my entry, and I just take it off here
Order filled.
manually. So this last trade was really big. I had two contracts on here, 2 contracts on the breakout, took some profits, another contract on here on this pullback, and then took profits into high, and then the last contract out here at break even. So that's a great trade on a day like today. If you get a trade like that, or a series of trades like that, then you should just take the money and run. So I'm going to stop. So these are my trades for the day. You can see them here. This is my first trade, was loser for 20 points, minus 20 points. And this is the second set of trades here. You can pause your screen and take a look at those. This is that last trade here. It was a total of like 157 points in profit. So my day ended up 160 points, which all came from that last trade. If you want to think about it that way, I was break even on the day until then. I had a dismal win rate, 41% win rate. Paid a modest amount of commissions. So the day was good overall. Really tough conditions. I struggle with these conditions. I do far better. Maybe this is universal. I do far better when there's strong trends that persist, pullbacks that resolve in the trend direction, the breakouts work, breakout pullbacks work, and there's less overlapping price action and price trends better. So that's okay. Survive today, and we'll jump back in and do it again tomorrow. I hope your day was good. Hope it was green, that you learned something. Thanks.